Ulysses S. Grant, the 18th President of the United States, is often remembered as one of the nation's greatest military leaders. A man whose generalship helped shape the outcome of the American Civil War and whose presidency played a significant role in the post-war Reconstruction era. Grant's life is marked by both extraordinary success and deep challenges. Known for his perseverance, his complex political leadership, and his personal integrity, Grant's legacy is both revered and scrutinized, making him one of the most fascinating and nuanced figures in American history. Ulysses Simpson Grant was born on April 27, 1822, in Point Pleasant, Ohio, as Hiram Ulysses Grant. The son of a tanner, Jesse Root Grant, and Hannah Simpson Grant, Ulysses grew up in a modest household in the small town of Georgetown, Ohio. His parents were devout Christians, and while his father was a man of moderate means, he stressed the importance of hard work and education to his children. Although Ulysses excelled in mathematics, his true passion was horses, and he had a natural ability to ride and train them. Grant graduated from West Point in 1843, ranked 21st in a class of 39 cadets. Although not the top of his class, he proved to be an able and competent officer. His early military career included service in the Mexican-American War, where he was stationed in various posts and saw action in several battles, including the Battle of Molino del Rey and the Battle of Chapultepec. These experiences gave him invaluable combat experience, and he developed a deep respect for military strategy and leadership. After the war, Grant faced a period of stagnation in his career, and his personal life also became strained. After the Mexican-American War, Grant's career languished for years. He faced a series of frustrations in peacetime army life, including assignments in remote outposts that left him disillusioned. He also struggled with personal demons, including bouts of depression and alcoholism. His relationships with superior officers were often strained, and he found himself on the brink of resignation. In 1854, Grant was placed on leave and eventually resigned his commission from the army. At this point, he faced uncertainty and took on a variety of odd jobs, including working as a clerk in his father's leather goods store in Galena, Illinois. His period of civilian life was a difficult one, and many questioned whether his military career was over. However, when the Civil War broke out in 1861, Grant's military experience and skill were brought to the forefront once more. His re-entry into the military proved to be a turning point not only in his career, but in the history of the United States. At the start of the Civil War, Grant sought to rejoin the army. His persistence paid off when he was appointed as a colonel in the Illinois Volunteer Infantry in 1861. His rise through the ranks was swift, due in part to his clear strategic thinking, his ability to maintain a cool head under pressure, and his reputation as a capable and fearless leader. Grant's first major success came in 1862 at the Battle of Fort Donelson in Tennessee. In a bold and decisive move, Grant and his troops forced the Confederate garrison to surrender, earning him the nickname Unconditional Surrender Grant. His success continued with his victory at Shiloh in April 1862, a bloody and hard-fought battle that shocked the nation due to the staggering casualties on both sides. While Grant was criticized for being surprised by the initial Confederate assault, he quickly regrouped, and his forces held the field by the battle's end. As the war progressed, Grant was promoted to Major General and continued to demonstrate military brilliance. His most significant achievement came in 1863, when he successfully captured Vicksburg, Mississippi, a key stronghold on the Mississippi River. The victory at Vicksburg split the Confederacy in two, securing Union control over the river and cutting off vital supplies to the southern states. Grant's victories continued to mount. In the summer of 1864, President Abraham Lincoln appointed him as General-in-Chief of the Union Army. This position gave Grant overall command of the Union forces, and his leadership would prove to be decisive in bringing about the end of the war. By the time Grant assumed command, the Confederacy was beginning to crumble, but it was still a formidable enemy. The most significant challenge Grant faced was General Robert E. Lee, the commander of the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia. Grant's strategy was to engage Lee's army in constant battles, forcing him into a war of attrition. This strategy was risky and costly, but Grant was willing to sacrifice men and resources in the pursuit of victory. The Union Army, under Grant's direction, launched a series of offensives in Virginia, culminating in the Overland Campaign in the spring of 1864. The battles at Wilderness, Spotsylvania Courthouse, and Cold Harbor were some of the bloodiest in the war's history, with staggering casualties on both sides. Despite the heavy losses, Grant's relentless pressure wore down Lee's army. By the spring of 1865, the Confederate forces were on the brink of collapse. Grant's forces pursued Lee's army through Virginia, and on April 9, 1865, Lee was forced to surrender at Appomattox Courthouse. The surrender marked the effective end of the Civil War, with Grant's leadership considered one of the key reasons for the Union's victory. After the war, Grant's fame as a military hero made him a natural choice for the Republican nomination for the presidency in 1868. He won the election and assumed office on March 4, 1869, at the age of 46, making him the youngest president at the time. Grant's presidency was defined by the challenges of Reconstruction, the period of rebuilding the South after the Civil War. He supported the 13th, 14th and 15th Amendments, which abolished slavery, guaranteed equal protection under the law, and secured voting rights for African Americans, respectively. His administration worked to enforce these civil rights laws, often in the face of significant opposition from Southern white supremacists and the Democratic Party. One of the most notable actions of Grant's presidency was his efforts to combat the rise of the Ku Klux Klan. In 1871, he signed the Ku Klux Klan Act, which allowed the federal government to take direct action against the Klan and other white supremacist organizations. Grant used the military and the federal courts to suppress the Klan, making significant strides in curbing its power. Despite these achievements, Grant's presidency was marred by political corruption. Several high-profile scandals during his administration, including the Whiskey Ring scandal and the Credit Mobilier scandal, tainted his administration. While Grant himself was not personally involved in the scandals, they created a perception of incompetence and mismanagement. These challenges, combined with the ongoing political strife of Reconstruction, made Grant's second term a period of disillusionment for many Americans. In the late 1870s, Grant faced financial difficulties. He was swindled by a corrupt investment scheme and found himself near bankruptcy. In a final effort to support his family, Grant began writing his memoirs. His personal memoirs of Ulysses S. Grant, published posthumously in 1885, became an instant literary success and remains one of the most highly regarded memoirs in American literature. Grant died on July 23, 1885, of throat cancer at the age of 63. He was buried in Grant's tomb in New York City, which remains one of the largest mausoleums in North America. In the years following his death, Grant's legacy has been the subject of much debate. For many years, his presidency was viewed negatively due to the corruption scandals and the economic difficulties of his second term. However, historians have increasingly come to appreciate his leadership during the Civil War and his efforts to promote civil rights during Reconstruction. Grant's role in shaping the post-Civil War era, his determination to protect the newly won rights of African Americans, and his ability to lead the Union Army to victory have earned him a place among the most significant figures in American history. His military genius and his personal integrity, particularly his decision to pursue peace and reconciliation after the war, continue to be lauded by historians today. While not without flaws, Grant's life and career demonstrate a remarkable commitment to the ideals of the Union and the cause of liberty. From his early struggles to his stunning military triumphs, his presidency, and his final years, Ulysses S. Grant remains a towering figure in the history of the United States. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content.